All right, and we're back. I think that works. Chat, you should tell us if our audio is weird. I've had to do the whole thing manually. All right. Cool. So, we met. Are we just gonna jump right into that meeting with the assassin the next day?
Yeah, although I feel like Maya definitely runs into Drive and says like we have a date for tomorrow with a
Yeah.
particular lady.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm keen to jump into there. I just wanted to like have that be a transition
Okay.
segue in a way.
right.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Cool. Yeah. Let's Judd, set the scene.
So the Unity Memorial Plaza is in Silkshore. It is in between four intersecting canals, and above those canals are four intersecting streets. So it's like there are a lot of points of egress. You can see why she chose it as soon as you see it. There's just so many ways out. It's beautiful. It's a nice place. It's for dusk ball. It's a pretty nice day, in that it's like the blue of the blue of dawn, and of early pre-sun dawn, and people are out. The place is packed. There are a lot of food vendors and street performers, and yeah, and it's busy. And in the middle of it is this huge monolith that basically has all of the names of all of the soldiers who died in the Unity War.
Okay. 30 years worth of soldiers. That's a lot of names.
It's a lot of names.
Cool. I think that we are going to have a table at some somewhat visible location where we're not hiding, and I'll make sure to leave the seat with its back to a wall open for our guest.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Yeah, and I think she walks up and sits down. She's not particularly big. She doesn't look particularly strong, but you know that she's very good at what she does, and she clearly has some skills. But she just looks like any other person. A little rangy, a little sinewy, long brown hair, very alert, very smart eyes. But again, there's something with empathy just isn't quite there. And she says, "Thank you for coming."
thank you for meeting with us. I kind of want to make a quip about like apologizing for not wearing a red rose of my hat or something like that, so she could easily identify us. But
You're not exactly an easy woman to miss, Ms. Dewey.
Indeed, I am aware. I think it's that we get the shot of like our differences, right? Because I'm like sort of 6.5 feet tall, and she's presumably quite lithe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Drav definitely smirks at that. Yeah. Is there something you wanted to tell us?
You don't want to bring me in.
I think Drav clearly says, "No, I don't know that I was thinking about lying to her, but I think I don't. I think I just keep quiet because it's true, but I don't want to admit it."
So you don't want me to kill?
Is there a period to that sentence? Do we have Miss Levine, or are you inquiring as to if we wish you not kill anyone in particular?
I don't think you want me to kill at all, which is fine. I don't mind not killing. I don't have to kill. Not a serial killer.
would you rather be doing?
When I'm done with this, I've got to tell you, I really don't know what I'm going to do.
There is I can't help but feel your abilities would be appreciated on the Deathlands, escorting folks to and from the.
Yeah, I think she interrupts you like in mid sentence. She says, "There's this little girl with me. She's very special. She was named after her mother. Her name is Elaine."
So perhaps not the Deathlands then.
We met in Scotland when I was a bodyguard of our parents.
That didn't happen to be the name of the Skovlander princess, was it?
It was the Scotland Queen, yeah, Elaine.
Okay, carry on. I think Drav is clocking all of this, and you can read that in his facial expression, but he's not saying anything yet.
I feel like I owe it to her to find out, make sure she's somewhere in a good. Not like where I grew up. So. That's why I'm here.
Is this why you're taking jobs to secure enough resources to see her well?
This may be the first time Drav has ever cut off Inspector Tui, but he actually says not jobs, job, and he's locked. He has not stopped staring at this woman, right? And he says, "I really want to know. Do you know the end game?"
I'll find a good Scotland home for this girl. Somewhere she'll be safe.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the last piece of your job.
I was going to decimate the billhooks to earn their trust. Billhooks and Ulf Ironborn have been feuding.
So you decimate the billhooks. You earn Ulf Ironborn's trust, and then what? You hand Elaine over to him, and you walk off into the dust?
I don't know. I find her a home, a good Scotland home. I can't even.
Aren't you on the wrong continent for that? This is Akaros. This is Doskval.
No one knows she exists. No one knows she exists. They kept her secret. You don't know what Scotland is like now. It's a disaster.
Never been there.
Imperial forces are clamping down. If I drop her off there, I can't be sure the security is going to be good. I just can't be sure. Here, no one's looking for her here.
I feel like Maya's quietly contemplating the idea of living in a place that is different to where you grew up. It's not quite sure what to say on the matter because she is not a big fan of this city. I think that looks to Drav, because Drav's the one who has lived here and knows it and how bad it is, and how can you leave a child here?
So you're saying you're doing this job for yourself and for her? There's no one else playing cards, no one else pulling strings?
No, I've been out of pocket since the queen got killed. Since I killed.
Hey Maya, do you believe her? I mean, if that's true, this is Okay, so this is a complicated problem in one way. Because what I say is like, okay, let's say for a second that you do decimate billhooks and become friends with Ulf Ironborn. You're going to take a girl and put her in a section of town that is traditionally very tense. And that's putting it mildly. There have been significant fights between the population and the Bluecoats. There is not a lot of goodwill. And if you are in good terms with Ulf Ironborn, there is a good chance that that goodwill will start turning lethal, which will ignite into something a bit larger than just 3 billhooks dead in a bar. So, even if the little girl does have a good home for the moment, there is no guarantee that that's going to be the case forever. You could decide to drop everything and become her bodyguard, which would certainly keep her, body safe. But in terms of the city, the Dusk is not known for its eternal stability. It is everlasting, but it exists in a state of churn and turmoil. Putting her amongst people that are long-term stable is also putting her close to people that could potentially recognize who and what she is and want her dead. Raising her on the streets is an exceedingly dangerous proposition. She would need a lot more than a single person to guarantee her safety. And, well, if I've learned anything about... I actually glance in the direction of Rowan Tower. I say, if I've learned anything about the city, it's the fact that virtually nobody is utterly immune to the whims and the whims and the machinations of those of the grind, right? Like of the scoundrels grind. Like even the higher ups have their own version of it. So what you can do is hide her. What you can do is find good people. But what you can't do is guarantee that a choice today is not going to have repercussions 10 years from now.
Okay. I owe her a good life. She's a nice kid.
Good lives are oftentimes determined by birth. She had the direct misfortune of being in the path of something that is larger than any person. You I'm not sure how much of a good life you can build for somebody through repeated acts of murder.
Yeah, that's fair. I had the Scotland refugee community would not talk to me. I couldn't buy my way in. I finally got a conversation to sit down with Ulf, and it just turned into a bloodbath. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault that day I sat down with him, the billhooks attacked. It wasn't my fault.
So let's say that we can talk your way into Ulf's good graces. Inspector 2 here has managed to do so, and she's not even a Scotlander. Do you just plan on giving him the kid?
I plan on. No, I mean, the guy's a revolutionary.
He's gonna use her to make his revolution. Yes.
Eventually, she'll have tough choices to make. She knows that. Eventually. And that'll be up to her. But for now, I just want her to have a decent couple years left of childhood that she has.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Do you want us to find you a family? We could do that.
Are you messing with me?
We have been asked to bring in an Imperial assassin, and we said, okay, you're asking us to find a decent set of human beings in Duskwall, which is about the same level of difficulty, but I don't think that we're suggesting something absolutely absurd here. This is not exactly criminal activity. We are going to get a little girl a home.
Yeah, we're not messing with you, Miss Levine. I have a lot of feelings about the rats that crawl within the walls of this city. And I have a lot of feelings about doing what I can to exterminate them. And I would like to think there is a family out there that can take her. And I would like to think that I can help out. Because I hate seeing people, through no fault of their own, being victims of this, frankly, corrupt system. I can give you my word that we will do it. That we will help you to find a home for her. We might succeed, but you have to trust that word.
All right. What now?
Well, now we get to the difficult question, which is what you want to do next.
I don't know.
Do you happen to have any skills aside from, high-level Imperial kind of policy murder?
Oh, no, wait. My friend, he grew up here. He didn't get chosen for the project. His name is Rorik.
He's dead. He led the Crows for many years. There are rumors he's not dead. It didn't take all the way, but that's a different game. You want to run a gang on the streets?
No, I want to talk to my friend.
I think I look at Drav and sort of arch an eyebrow that says Hopper.
Drav gives you a very Let's flash back. Let's flash back to a conversation that happened before we came here, sometime between last night when you faced her in an alley and now.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. She is a force of nature that I do not want on the streets, because whatever gang she decides to take under her wing, she is going to decimate things in front of her to a level that Duskwall has not seen. It's
very true.
It's the difference between dropping a single pistol into the middle of a conflict and handing somebody a thermonuclear grenade. Now, I know that Rorik is probably going to want vengeance against the lady that killed him. Great. I don't care if the leader of the Crows gets offed. That's going to destabilize an entire region. I think the Crows do they run 6 towers? They run... No, it's Crow's Nest. Crowsfoot.
Yep.
I knew it was a crow. But she offs their leader, and then I don't know, ghosts are finicky. Maybe Rorik's well, maybe you can be my proxy and I will be in charge again. I do not want to see what the Crows look like with a ghost leader and an assassin of this caliber at his side. So I think that could we help her is a awesome, genuine human reaction that Drav's yeah, we're not doing that. That ends poorly for everybody. So yeah.
I think in that case, it's we see that eyebrow go up, but then Maya thinks back to that conversation, flattens very considerably. And oh yeah, we can't do that.
We know people high up. We know people low down. If you're looking to invest some of your earnings, I'm sure that you could have a comfortable life and retire. If you're looking to still keep working, you should probably be playing in a field that suits your skill set.
Yeah. That makes sense.
take it you do not want to go back and talk to Roland.
No, I don't think that'll go well.
Okay. I'm not I'm not going to I don't know what kind of a report I could possibly write after all of this. But I was once told by a very disingenuous but very self-motivated man that the reports that I write are works of art. I will find some way to not mention children, and I will point out that that we do not believe that we could stop you from departing. So, if there is something reasonable we can do to help, let us know. But there is a question that I have for you that I think is very important to get out into the open. 5 years from now, if this little girl does decide to raise hell, do you feel obligated enough to return to her side?
I don't think she needs me by her side. I don't think I'd be really much good for anybody.
There's a lot of people that died on both sides in the Unity War. I would not like to see a repeat.
Can't make any promises. Sorry, Job.
Not sure I would 100% believe her if she did, but yeah, I think I okay. I had to ask. Did not see this going this way.
Me either.
I think aside from some cleanup, I think we're done here. Maya, you feeling anything?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Apart from stepping in to do some work as a child custody officer. Yeah. I think I hesitantly say I think we're good.
Cool. What do you do? How do you find this young Elaine a home? What do you write in the report? I'm fascinated by what you do to end this investigation.
Ugh. I have a pitch for the report, but I think it only gets us halfway, and that we make.
I think Drop has a plan for the girl.
Ooh.
It's a plan that wouldn't make sense to anyone else. Yeah, I think there's probably a moment where yeah, I think there's probably a moment where Drav walks into. I mean, it's completely off the this doesn't make 100% sense right away, right? He walks into an apothecary store or something, and there is an old woman behind the counter, right? Because he's expecting to see her there, and I think that the opening salvo there is, "Hey, mom." So I think it's probably the first time Drav's talked to his actual physical family in years. But yeah, I think he's gonna he doesn't know. He knows how to run background checks. He knows how to plan and plot and look at people. He knows how to do a whole lot of things, but what he doesn't, he's not really good at trusting that someone's a good human being, because according to Drav, everyone's scheming about something. So I think he needs to trust somebody that actually understands family life and humans to make a call like this, right? Find a good family, vouch for someone, vouch for a community or a place, right? And I think that ultimately when he runs through his lists of contacts, they're all criminals, ex-criminals, ghost summoners, and the like. So I think he actually has to go all the way back to find something like that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I'm playing that card, Judd. What? You thought I was an orphan like Batman? No.
No.
Here's some
No.
ammunition. Now you've got more targets. I've still
I'm
got one
fascinated.
trauma. Come at me, Judd.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that's that. You can tell me if you want me to make rolls or if you want to do a scene.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do a scene.
All right, cool.
I'm fascinated.
Me
I'm totally
too.
fascinated.
All right.
She turns and says, I'd heard you were a Bluecoat. No, she doesn't. She doesn't, because Bluecoat is actually like the nickname, like the city watch, is actually like the street nickname. She says, I've heard you join the City Watch.
I'm probably in my count. So, I think I look at her and I just say, like, you heard right.
Did you meet someone? Is that why you're here?
Sorry, I ran the math in my head and I'm like, no, I have the daughter of the king and queen of Scotland's probably not gonna fly. So I think Drab actually says is like, no, I have a little girl, and he lets her assume the rest.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You want to throw hard balls, Judd?
That's you're tough. I would like to meet her.
Okay, can be arranged. I think what he says though, like he gives her the pitch. He's like, I'm not a good parent. I'm not planning to be a good parent. Basically what he says is like, if money wasn't an issue, like, who could he put the girl up with, essentially.
So you want to find parents? I'm really confused.
Yeah,
Do you want to put her up?
I want to find her a good family. One catch, Mom's Skovlander, they kind of need to be Skovs. Preferably not in refugee camps. That's not gonna happen.
There is a
I will point out that everything I have said so far is absolutely the truth, just not the truth.
right. Right. Um, a friend of mine is a professor in the College of Immortal Studies in the Duskfall Academy. He's from Scotland.
That would work.
I could use some help around the shop. She could stay here with me. They have to be Scotlanders?
Yeah.
The little girl's mother was a Scotlander?
Yeah. Actually, this is also a true statement. I look at her and I just say, like, the mom's dead.
Right. Oh no, everything you're saying is true, but like you're letting her believe a whole bunch of crazy stuff. All right. I'll talk to them.
Good to see you, Mom. I like knock twice on the counter, and I'm gonna take my leave.
She you turn and you're like at the door and you're like, whew, and like she slams her hand down on the table. What's your middle name, Travaron?
I don't. You can make it up. I don't actually
Or
know.
do you not have one? Do you not have one?
No, I never made. I picked 2 names off the list. I did not pick a third. But you can pick one. Something that sounds appropriately Akarosi. Maybe Thorn.
Cool. Yeah, Thorn is definitely it. Drop Thornaron.
Under my breath, I say like, "Ooh, full name. I'm in trouble now."
Yeah.
And I turn around.
I will be damned by a demon of each element if you're just going to walk in here and drop a child in my lap and then walk out. I'm not a fly in one of your webs.
She is though. Yeah, it's I have to admit the truth here. Yeah, I think I just look at her and I say, "So what is it you want, Mom?" I've never been good at this whole family thing. You want me to show up, be polite at dinner?
Yes. I want you to come to dinner.
Okay. What?
I want to meet your friends and the people you work with.
Like, Drav plays out a family dinner with his mom, Hopper, Runa, and Maya, and just like, nope. Oh, and the assassin's there too, apparently, in his head, right? Like, that's the dinner he sees, and he's just like, I will come with someone.
Good.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to explain the situation to Maya.
I can't wait. That's gonna be such a great score.
Is there something I should have done differently to keep you off those streets?
I think I look at her, and this may be the only moment of genuine honesty we've had in this conversation so far. And I think what he says is, if there was something, this city wouldn't be what it is.
Okay.
I'm
Let me
out!
know.
Now I have to go and explain to my assassin friend. And my partner, what the situation is, because this is not going to be easy to explain. Good. Yeah, sounds great. Sweet. So, downtimes, or is this a job? Like, how are we handling this? Do you just want to do free play?
Good question.
Well, I think we need to figure out the report. I mean, that's the big next piece, right?
I had an idea,
Dear
but
God,
I'm not
please help. Because I don't even know where to start. Like, found assassin. Stop. She's good. Decided she wants to leave. Stop. Like, what do I say? Go on, hit me.
Well, so like the way, I don't know, this might be silly, but the one way we could spin it is following that thread of what we intended to happen, which is like, we get the guy, he goes on the ship, he's away for a few months, and then like, no one, like, things magically resolve themselves. And we had a bunch of Bluecoats there to help out, who valiantly sacrificed their lives to make sure that we could get out with Torville okay, and thanks to their efforts, that was successful. But I don't know if like we can like neatly be like, and just he left. He had a cruise for a few months and came back, and everything was fine. I don't know, but
Gotcha. So you wanna like link this whole case to like it was all about Tarvel the whole time?
David's gonna buy that.
yeah.
On the other hand, what we can do, and you're like, you're this was really good. Wow, that's really good. Thank you, Lauren.
I hope you would like to springboard some ideas.
No, this is perfect. I think that we just write the freaking report. You know, assassin came for Torvald. We confronted her. We managed to get away in time. Inspector Tui distracted her while Torvald got on the boat. Torvald's out for the next 4 months. She's got nothing to do because her alliance with Ulf Ironborn hinges on this. Kiss will resume when what's his face returns. We will see if she's still in town, if she's taken a different job, if she's still alive.
Yes, yeah, that's
Don't know what's going on with her. Essentially, like, we got him out of pocket. That's her mission. She can't continue her mission until he's like handled. He's out for now. And then if she just never returns and continues her assassinations of him, I guess the assassination had a time limit. Sorry.
Yes, that is like what I was. Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's true, right? Like, everything until the point where the guy gets on the boat is true. We just don't say that we found out why she's doing it. Like, that her funds come, or her not funds, her motivations come from some, like, bizarrely suddenly discovered sense of ethics. She feels beholden to a little girl. I don't know why this is the case now, what she sees in her that's reminiscing her of her childhood. I'm not going to pretend like there's some emotion here, but for whatever reason she decided we don't say that. How's that sound, Lauren?
I think that sounds, yeah, that sounds like it is most of the truth, but just like omitting the stuff that, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that sounds good.
So maybe we have the meeting with the governor and Roland Starn. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I think good. We just tell him, like, look, we followed the thread of the case. She was looking to make an alliance with Ironborn, as our previous reports indicated. We discovered that he gave her an ultimatum, which was kill this guy that, threw some people at him, which was a slight. She tried to kill him. We got him out of pocket, and Inspector Tui had a brief confrontation with her, in which one of the things that she mentioned is that she isn't planning on returning and talking to Roland, and we did not have the firepower to stop her. Does that sound fair there, Maya?
I think it does, especially given how I guess like so much blood was shed like in that case to begin with. Maya might even repeat that what you told her, Draw, which is like, we couldn't afford to lose any more bodies that evening.
Cool.
I really, really, really want to know how Roland reacts to that news.
Yeah, I want to know how well you sell it. I think we need a roll.
Like an expert roll?
I think, yeah.
All right. Are you lying or am I lying here, Maya? I think I've got 2 exploit. How you feeling?
I have 1 Pippin exploit. I could give an assist with trauma if I did, though.
Don't do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna push myself with my natural born police, which I didn't use.
Oh, true. That's right. I could. I was pushing myself. Gosh, dang it! I need to remember I have powers.
It's all good. Here we go. What's our position lying to these people here, Judd?
Risky standard.
Risky standard. Okay.
You've been honorable and upfront with them up till now. Like, there's no reason for them to think that this is a point where you'd find your sense of humanity.
I don't think we're finding our sense of humanity. So first off,
no, I know.
Okay.
No, first off, I'd love to hear it. What?
I rolled a 5, but we'll keep talking about this. I think what it is just is that we did everything they asked. It's just that we can't force this assassin to like bend knee to them, right? Like that the mission was try and recover her because she will ultimately like want to have a good life and we will provide that good life. And what we can say is like, cool, we stopped her from murdering a hell of a lot of people and continuing to murder people. And we gave her the offer that you gave us and she said no. Now what? We don't know where she is now. Even if we could find her, we don't know if we can hold her. What do you expect us to do? Like, do we close the case? Because I still don't have an Imperial seal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, we're doing this as a favor to you. We followed it to the end. She said no. Like, do we have a case anymore?
Yeah. Cool. So I think the complication is that your relationship with the Lord Governor is strained. On the faction level, your like relationship with the Imperial government is like
-1.
-1.
Okay. Can I resist that?
Yes.
I'm savvy enough to make this sound good.
I believe it.
4. I'm gonna take my 2 stress. I'll be happy
Okay.
there. Yeah, I think what I convinced the Lord Governor is that we listened to him, we gave it our all, and we're just like, at this point, we need to kind of like, I give him the very simple pitch. I'm like, look, man, what we do is we investigate, and we found her. We found her, we talked to her. Like, this Roland Starn story did not convince her. Now we need, like, an army. So we're going to have to make this an Imperial mandate, and we're going to need 100 people if what you want us is to drag her in. I don't think you want that. I don't know what you owe Roland Starn. I don't know how much hold she has over you. But if you have that much resource, then you put it on the table and we're going to keep going. But we took it as far as we could as a favor. Like, we did literally everything we could as us. All right? Like, I want to keep our relationship good. I want to convince you that, you know, we did beyond our jobs. We got some people killed. We saved we saved a guy that probably shouldn't have been saved. Like, we did everything we could. And we put our lives on the line multiple times. Like, you know, your sea captain can tell you, like, how people were shot and bleeding when we dragged that man in. Like, there was nothing more we could have done. She said no.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. Awesome. And I think, like, the way that the you know, if this is a TV show, Lord Governor says, well done, Inspector, Private, thank you for your work. And, like, when you two leave, the camera lingers in the office, and Roland says, that was a total failure, that they're total failures. And he says, Roland, they don't go after professional Imperial killers. That's not who they are. They sift through the shit of this city and they find clues so the Imperial courts can do their job. They did more than that. We were using a hammer to put in a screw on this, and I did it because of our old friendship. But as much as I hate to admit it, Dravaran is right. He's absolutely right. This was asking a lot. I used a tool of the undying Emperor without him knowing it. For you. You want me to throw them away? On this assassin? No. Good. Get out of my office. Don't come back asking for help ever again. And he's about to say it, then Roland says, my service to the Empire is appreciated. Yes, thank you. And he walks out, slams the door. And that is how this case ends.
Oh my god.
not quite yet.
Oh, nice.
Let's have 2 conversations, because we put off talking to my mom, and I don't know if we want to do that or if we just want to pastiche it.
Okay.
But Uh, does the assassin go for the plan?
Yeah.
I give her the names of the people. I tell her that I expect her to, help provide for the girl because, quite frankly, my paycheck is not big enough. And I let her do her own background checks and see if they're suitable, right? Like,
Yeah.
she may see things I can't.
Yep. She says, no, they're actually really nice.
All right. So if she's approved that, then I'm going to say, like, so are you going to explain to the girl what the story is, or should I?
I'll do it.
Okay. She's gonna have to pass by my mother.
Okay.
I will make the paperwork appear, but as far as anyone is concerned, she's just going to be my daughter.
Okay.
Now I have to explain it to the inspector. I think I start that conversation in our office as I'm taking things down the board. I am intentionally waiting until the moment that you're drinking something. When I say, like, so Maya, I kind of want you to have dinner with my mom and my daughter.
And that's when you get like the classic like poking down mushroom tea, right? Like, like hard swallow down, and Maya's like, "I'm sorry, I thought you just said that you had a dinner invitation for myself to spend time off duty with your mother and your daughter. That can't be right."
I apparently have a skull blender daughter now.
Ah.
I make the stack nice and tidy and lay it on my desk. That's all I say.
I think Maya like takes a sip of her mushroom tea, like makes a face as she takes it down and says, "And I am nervous to inquire as to what my role is in this."
I have no idea, but that is the cost of her assistance.
Well, we have paid dear.
She says she wants to meet my friends and my coworkers. You are both. Therefore, you get double duty.
I think that is a bit. Maya's a bit touched to being reminded that we're friends. I think she doesn't have any other friends.
Issa's a friend.
Oh yes, Issa's a friend. She's a friend that we have a sort of frenemy thing going on every now and then. Okay. And I think Maya puts the mug down and I guess a little bit of a smile and says, like, "Well, we have paid dearer for getting to the heart of the matter on previous cases, so I think I can make this one."
Drava agrees, but with it's like the microscopic hint of a smirk. He just says, "You haven't met my mother," and then like promptly walks out of the office. So.
I think it's when you're gone, like Maya sort of squints to herself like into the distance and wonders, like, "Do I have to bring anything?" Like, I'm curious what super dish she's gonna bring to dinner.
All right, cool. Do we want to have that scene, Chad, or does that just happen in the background?
I think it can happen in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I have the Skoflender Queen's daughter as my daughter. That's never gonna go wrong. Yeah.
Sure, that'll be fine.
Okay. Cool. I did not. Sorry, Maya. I'm working on getting enough money to get those ghosts ripped out of your head, but I don't think that we just didn't have enough downtime. So we had one more downtime cycle. I think this would have been fine.
Mm-hmm. No, it's quite. I think this is like a perfect like point to put a pause on like that ghost head stuff, because I feel like I like to think that for Maya the evening is actually kind of nice and it is kind of like familial in a way, even if it is a bit awkward and weird and like filled with lines.
Yeah.
Oh, it's uncanny how good Drava is at never lying, but always lying. Like it's unreal. Because and you get the sense as the evening goes on that he's worried that if he lies, his mom will catch him. So he only speaks the truth, but lets all of the insinuations do the work for him. So yeah,
Rad. And I think like the Mustang was a taste of home, but like this has kind of like that feeling of home that she secretly misses but would never admit.
Aww. All right, I think that's it. Judd, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah.
Do we just call it here, do some XPs, and
Sounds good.
wrap it
Yeah,
up?
right.
Start a new case next time.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come up with a case name.
For this one or the next one?
The next one. This one's the Unity
Okay.
case, obviously.
Yep. No, I know what this. I know what the next one is. Yeah. I think I've got two more, and I think that might be it.
Okay.
So
I will
think
point something out. When you started the first case, you said, I have one case and I have an idea for one more. And then we started the one more and you're like, I have an idea for two more. And then we started another one. You were like, I have an idea for two more. And now you're like, I have an idea for two more.
okay. So I've got an idea for two more, and then depending on how those go, like maybe there's more after that, but I don't think so. But I don't know. So I don't know what it. Yeah, it's going to get intense. So I don't know. Like, yeah, the next two are big. So it's going to be interesting.
Nice. I'll make sure I take my time savoring them because
Cool.
this is too good.
Cool.
All right. Shall we do XPs?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do XPs.
All right, let me swap this over real quick. Here.
And like I can give you like the opening scene of the next case if you want before we end.
Get a little preview before next week.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
say, Jed. I clearly will not want that.
Yes.
All right, cool. Sweet. Do you want to go first, Maya?
Yeah, let's go first. So I marked my disparate role already. Did I honorably do my duty in service to the Imperium or do what's right? I feel like finding the skill at home. It's like in the purview of doing what's right. And I feel like we did try to really follow through that thread for the Imperium.
I think that we did something else that I think is easy enough to... by the way, just a real quick question for you, and we have to decide this as a table. Does Attune go into Savvy? I'm asking Judd and Maya. Which category does Attune go under? It's Resolve for Scoundrels. I have no idea what it is here. Do we just pick one?
Huh.
I feel like Seppi seems to be the
Conviction's the other one that might be it, because it is Attune. Resolve is a willpower stat, so Conviction might be, I don't know, but Savvy, Cleverness, I don't know. How do you guys feel?
Yeah. Maybe it is Conviction.
I think it's Conviction,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I don't know.
Let's just... so Judd, you're suggesting Conviction. Maya, how are you feeling? Do you want it in Conviction, or...
I was trying to picture like what'll it look like, sort of using that stat or like resisting ghosts and stuff. And I feel like
Conviction
I feel like
is
it
the ghost
can-
resist stat. We've just decided that now. All right, cool. I'm sure there's a way to do this, but I can't figure it out right now. All right, carry on.
Oh yes, yeah. So so honorably doing duty and doing what's right. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you definitely did that more than once.
Yeah.
I have successfully made your sheet say Attune. I feel
Yay.
victorious.
That's impressive. I was like, I'll just write it down there. And
No,
we'll done.
I got you covered.
Thank you.
Now the mechanics will kick in too, so you'll roll 3 dice for your conviction, resist, and stuff.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
All right.
Ooh, you have a tune now.
Yeah.
She got it at the end of last session. It was just not
Awesome.
mechanically in her sheet. Since she was doing XP, I was like, I might as well do it now. So yeah.
No, I appreciate that tremendously. I was like, I'll just
So 2 XP for doing what's right.
Red. Express beliefs drives heritage background.
I mean, yes, but let's just say it so that we can spotlight cool
Yeah.
moments where you did neat things.
For sure. I mean, there was, oh gosh. There were a lot of like really cool moments. I like the little tastes of like Maya getting a bit freaked out by the ghost stuff, which you guys hadn't like previously done before. With like having the clerk like remove her coat and then talking about like ghosts and possession and that kind of thing and getting a bit skeeved out. I think we're starting to see the cracks in like that very icy, like sort of exterior that Maya puts together. So I thought that was quite sweet. And I just, yeah. I don't know, yeah.
Can I point out that it says a lot about your beliefs and drives when Drav is like, Maya, please do not die, do not go for rooftops. You're like, that's cool, I'm off. Like, I was like, well, shit. All right, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's a good point. That for sure comes from like a sense of inflated confidence after like taking down Rowan Tower.
And like the cornering her and then putting her hands up, like that was really interesting. Like I can't think of a time I've seen a player do that in a game where like someone's pointing a gun at them and they're just like, go where you need to go, do what you need to do. Like that's, which I feel like is a very realistic thing when having a fucking pistol pointed at you. So yeah,
but like Blades in the Dark tells you that you're this like unkillable badass. You're like, you can shoot me, that's cool. The most I'm gonna take is level 3 harm. I'm gonna test it down. I probably got armor, and then I'm gonna resist it down to 1. Whereas as a Bluecoat, you're like, well, my resistance is really bad. Also, you have a gun. And I might die because you have probably, like, tear on me and stuff. So guns are scary. Please don't shoot me. So
it's interesting place to be in. Plus, I feel like, Maya does have like a lot of respect for her, like as being someone who's gone through a lot of shit. And I think, one motivating factor was like, we're not here to fight her. Like, we can't really take her in, so there's no point in like sort of going hand to hand. For sure. And then struggled with issues from vice or trauma during the session.
Well, you were definitely reckless.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you were reckless.
So 2 XP? Because there was a lot of recklessness there, Imo.
Oh my goodness. I really thought you were going to die when you went after her. I really did. If you had said the wrong thing, she would have just shot you. Like it just was it.
Yeah, I was looking at that one stress I had left and going, this is not going to go well. So but that was super fun. I'm glad I did. Yes.
Cool.
Cool. So that's my XP.
Cool. Put it wherever you would like to put it.
Rad.
Oh, did you get attuned too? Did I see that on your sheet? Sorry, I was just closing it and I was scrolling. Poor as new power. It says attune 222.
2 is just like the keeping track of the XP. So I know how much I need to allocate.
Okay, well then that's...
I'll do it now.
over to you. Alright, so for Drav, let's take a look at my XPs. You honorably did your duty in service of the Imperium, or you did what's right. I think I did one of each.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because I'm about to suggest that doing what's right is not giving up this girl, even though I kind of have a little bit of this grudging respect for the Emperor. Like, I think that when you live on the street, you're just like, but like, now that I've kind of met him and seen kind of how he handles stuff, I'm like, okay, I've got a little bit of grudging respect, but I'm like, I know that if I was a loyal servant of the Undying Emperor, I would have fucking given him this girl and not blinked, but I am not. And I'm just like, I respect you, man, but not that much. Like, not enough to give you children, you know? Like, criminals and nobility and stuff like that, I have no sympathy for, but, like, this, you don't get. So I think I did something that's right there, and also, I think I stopped a war in fucking Duskfall from happening.
Yes. That was a very good point about, like, what'll happen after like, sort of the short term happens, too.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
How do you mean you stopped a war from Duskfall from happening?
Not giving a tier 5+ assassin to Rorik. or letting her jump into the pocket of some like Scovelander groups and potentially starting like a riot, which then would be labeled a revolution, and God only knows what the response was.
Got it.
I'm gonna tell you this seriously, Judd. I thought for a hot second that she was serving somebody who wanted to ignite a riot, and if there is a revolution, that's going to require very high level response. I was half worried that the ultimate outcome of this was that the Emperor comes to town, which would be terrifying.
Right.
But also, this means that he's now in a position where a Emperor capable of killing assassin is in town at the same time. And I was like, if somebody from the Scopelander War, like if she got possessed by a ghost of her family or something like that, they could be aiming to try and kill the Immortal Emperor, and this is going to be a shit show. And meanwhile, I was just like, let me get this straight. The cost of you not causing trouble is putting up a little girl? Okay. We can manage this. I have solved much more difficult problems.
Did we decide like where the assassin was going to go? Like, is that something that's clear, or is it just not clear?
Nope.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't think we can stop her.
Yeah.
We offered to help her if she knew where she was going, but she was like, I didn't think things through. And I was like, okay. Maya tried. She was very like, here are some ideas that you can do. And this lady was just like, all right, look. And we're like, okay. Don't have to do that. So,
right.
Cool. All right. So, honorably did your duty, or you did what's right. I think that putting up this girl is definitely what's right. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Okay.
So much. Yeah, totally.
I have this thing about, I hate the, like, completely cut off loners that have no people in their backstory, because...
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels like a cop-out. It's very convenient, because then you don't have to, like, always ask silly questions like, what is this NPC doing? But, on the other hand, it removes a lot of our human connections that make people, like, believable and kind of sensible in fiction. So,
totally.
Maharan. And last but not least, you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. I will point out that I gained a trauma. I still don't know which one it is, but I have gained one. And I feel like I definitely played my reckless and obsessed up, because holy hell did I put my life on the line many times. So,
oh my gosh, yes.
Alright, cool. So what I'm going to do is, that's going to be 6. I'm going to spend 1, and since we have not closed out everything yet, I'm going to raise my assault to 4. And I'm going to put 2 more into savvy. And I think I'm going to raise my... so that's 3 total. And then 3 more. Where would I put it? Yeah, it's definitely here. I'm going to raise my... I think it's going to be relate to 3. Alright. I'll probably get observed next time. I put a pip into observe, so I've got 3 in observe now, given that we're probably going to open up on a new case that might have some crime scenes. Yeah, the trick is if you have the XP, you want to get a 4 while we still have the option of 4s, because then our mandate resets and we don't have the power anymore. And honestly, I really want the you have extra dice for resists, because now my character is on the line. So
yes,
I will actually go looking through the book to see if I can find anything else to protect me there. There are specific powers, like there's the one that allows you to survive in the Deathlands that gives you plus stress, so I might actually pad my stress meter. We'll see.
Ooh.
That's an idea. Alright, cool. Yeah. I don't think we need to do the mandate because it's closing, right, Jed?
Right.
Alright, cool.
Done.
That's it. Another case in the bag. Do you want to give us the preview of the next...
Yeah, I feel guilty now after you said that I prevented a war, because the next case is called the Rorik War. The Circle of Flame, the Wraiths, the Crows, the Dimmer Sisters, and the Lost circle up on one side. The Silver Nails, the Great Cloaks, the Billhooks, and the Foghounds on the other. No one's really sure what sparked it off. People say that it's called the Rorik War because Rorik was the head of the Crows and he kept peace. But we know better. The fact that dozens of civilians are killed in the crossfire of the thing doesn't get an Imperial mandate. It isn't until there is a bomb goes off because of the conflict in Gadok Station, and it starts to affect trade, that the Undying Emperor invokes, after months of this, invokes an Imperial mandate. And in Justice Tower, Captain Serene Colburn, the head inspector, calls you both into her office to explain that you two will be in charge of the Imperial mandate to end the Rorik War.
All right.
And that's where we'll start next week.
Oh my gosh. No big deal.
All right.
Cool.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Can you list that absurd list of gangs again for me, please?
We think that there is an alliance between the Circle of Flame, the Wraiths, the Crows.
Circle of Flame. Who's the second one? Wraiths?
Yeah. The Crows, the Lost, and the Dimmer Sisters. On the other side are the Silver Nails, the Grey Cloaks, the Billhooks, and the Foghounds.
What was the second one? Great Cloaks?
Grey Cloaks. Cloaks?
No,
I'll
read it up for next time.
The Bluecoats. Maybe it's the Grey Coats.
Oh, maybe.
They're ex Bluecoats who have been set up. Anyway, they're all gangs from the book.
Case. All right.
Yeah.
Woo. Cool. All right. Shall we do our outros?
Heck yeah.
All right. Well. Okay. I've been Strash at StrashA on the Twitters. I use he, him pronouns. Wow. This, I did not see this turning out exactly the way that it did. Fascinating because I don't want to stop playing now, right? Like, most cases you close and you're like, well, we have all the answers and, I guess we go home. See you folks next week. And with this one, I'm like, shit, I've got, like, a daughter. I've got a mom now. I mean, I technically had a mom always. It's just, this is the first time we've seen her. There is still some massive tier assassin in play, who apparently is helping me with my whatever version of alimony the kid has. It's just it's interesting because I think that this is a case. So, like, most of the other cases we do and we're done, right? Like, we did a thing and now it's finished. And now I think that we have a lot of threads that are going to tie into the future. Like, all of a sudden this is a serial and no longer a self-contained season where it ends. And that's super cool. All right. Things I'm excited about. I'm excited about getting to play this next week. I know that's a cop out, but I'm super pumped about it. And now I've got some gangs to read up on so that, I'm ready to hit the streets. Lauren, how about you?
Yes, I've been Lauren. I use she, they. I'm at the Straight to Be on Twitter and thestraighttobee.com if you want to learn more about myself. Holy crap, I'm just revealing both from that case and what's coming up next. Like, that's wild. I agree. Like, this was a really interesting one in that it ended and I still have so many questions about the Crows and like what's going on there. And it's kind of killing me that like we didn't sort of like do a thorough investigation into every lead like we've kind of done in previous cases. So we want to like really understand the picture frame we're working within before like making any moves. And this was kind of like, oh, we'll get a bit here and then like get enough to like act. But yeah, it was a very interesting ending. I'm curious to see the consequences of it, especially given the social climate right now with all these everything's gotten very intense. I'm likewise very excited to play next week. I really missed it. Was really rough going that long spell without playing, and this is that kind of game where we jump into it. And I'm like, yes, like I'm here for everything. This is amazing and great and fun, and I'm very excited that we get to indulge more in this world next week. Yeah, how about you, Judd?
I am very excited to get to play next week. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm overstimulated, and I didn't know I had like two cases prepped, and I didn't know which one was going to go. Um, and the next the B case can probably go later, so that's fine. And yeah, it's interesting. I'm interested to see how this goes. So we'll see. This is the first one where I feel like I've got a lot of. I don't necessarily have the timeline prepped because that's what I've done with most of the other cases. Now I've got like where things are going next prepped, and so I've got just a bunch of clocks, and I have no idea. It's going to be interesting to see you all kind of cut loose. I mean, and this one's going to be kind of really almost the most open of them, where it's like, how do you do this? And I'm kind of really curious to see how you do it. So, very very excited.
Yeah, I second what Doc Lever and Du Bois said in the chat, which is just like, what? Like this is wild.
This entire list of gangs is it's gonna be special.
Yeah. We were like,
Right.
oh, we don't know if we can handle an assassin, and then like Nick Minute, it's like 10 other gangs.
I'm not saying like John intended this, but it's all in there. Like it's all it's all in the clocks. And it wasn't once I decided like, hey, this is what I want to do. I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is all here. Like this is really easy to do. And then I like put one group of gangs on one side and one group of gangs on the other. And I was like, oh, this is simple. Like this, I can't believe how fast this lined up. And so it immediately made me think that like, not that it was intended, but that it was clearly heading this way. And it's interesting. It was interesting to like look at it and be like, oh, this was really simple to set up. It was really easy. So cool.
Red.
Judd, you want to do your outro?
Oh, and Judd, he, him, and I've got a podcast that I've been doing, Daydreaming About Dragons, and I've got a book called The Dictionary of Moo, and that's about it. If you do a search on either of those terms, you'll find me. I'm around, and I'm on Twitter, Judd of Cryos, JUDD_of_KRYOS. So that's where I'll be.
All right, folks. Join us again next week, where we will be diving into the Rorik War case. So,
Thank you for watching. I can't wait.